Hey guys, this is Mr. McGuire. Just want to touch base with you. I'm outside taking a little walk with my dog Molly, and I was going to talk to you about a few things while we're taking this walk that can help you with your photography. We are going to do some photography, and please make sure that you download the WeVideo where you have access to it. I've given everybody access to it based on what grade level you're in. So let me show you a few things about this process of photography. Remember, the first thing we're going to talk about is texture. Texture is very, very important. When you talk about texture, you're talking about different types of textures. Like for example, what you're trying to do is take pictures of normal everyday things that you see and try to create a certain type of view where if you get them close enough to the rock, then you see the grass in the background is out of focus. That's considered to be depth of field. Okay, so let's look at Molly. Here's my dog Molly. You can do the same thing with her fur, or you can do the same thing with her profile. Okay, where you see her in focus, and then behind her is out of focus. There's a lot of things that could be done with photography and everyday normal scenes. It's all about how you get into certain angles, and it could be your phone. It doesn't really matter if you get into a cold look outside. I don't mind if you do that, as long as it doesn't get rained on. Flip that camera around, take you some shots, and remember, you can go into Pixlr to do some photo manipulation. So we're going to do several things like that here in the next couple days, but please make sure that you get the link for the WeVideo. You must have that, because we're gonna, here in the next week or so, we're gonna really hit it pretty hard. So I hope you're doing well. Get out and about and get some fresh air. Just make sure you keep your space from other people, and just really get some good shots. Like here's another cool shot I want to show you. Take an everyday tree, and a tree has got all kinds of different views on it. All kinds of different types of, and then you can take it and do some, like a vertical line right there where you can see the tree. Okay, and then you see the house in the background is out of focus. Okay, so there's a lot of things you can do with your photography. Another cool thing is getting some perspective. Come here, Molly. Get some perspective where you can, I'm gonna try to get Molly in this shot here. Come here. Try to get some pictures of like, you know, if you have a pet, you have animals, try to get, you know, because you can do all kinds of captions right there on Adobe. Molly, look at me. Molly. Okay guys, so this is a really quick reminder on how to do several things. We're going to do a photography unit for our next step this week. Real quickly, I've taken some videos and some pictures using my phone. So basically I've got them on my computer. And so what you want to do before you do anything, you need to make sure that you upload your pictures to your Google Drive, because Google Drive and WeVideo play very nice together. I know some of you guys that use Premiere Pro. We're still going to use Premiere Pro. We're still going to get into the advanced portion of that, but this is the process of using WeVideo. So basically, I'm just going to do a file upload, and all of my files that I have are on my download folder, and here they are right here. So I'm going to select everything that I have or that I need. Okay, and I'm going to upload it, but here's something. I'm going to cancel this really quickly because I did a really I didn't do a step that I needed to do. So basically, when you're uploading something, make sure that you're organizing your files as you go. So I've got my COVID file folder here and some lessons and things like that. So I'm going to put this in the how-to folder, and I'm going to create a folder. And I'm just going to call it We Video Pictures and Video Files. Okay, that way I know where I can go to when I have We Video open. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next step and go File Upload, and it goes back to my download. So I'm going to select them all. Again, you can hold the control button down to select each one, or select the whole amount of pictures or photos that you want. I'm going to click open and let them upload. So that's going to take a few seconds to do, a few minutes maybe, because I've got some MOV files that are video files. Remember, let's talk about extensions. JPEG files or .jpg files or picture files. .mov or so this is Mr. McGuire again, and this is the last part of this demonstration. So what I've done is I kind of did a two-part how-to. I showed you how to upload files and things like that. So you should have your pictures that you can use for this project. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 5 to 7 impressions. I'm asking you to take those 5 pictures that you took. This is for everyone. Everyone is going to take 5 pictures. In the case, I have pictures that show texture. I have pictures that show symmetry, line, angles, color schemes, viewpoints, settings, all these different types of things. And, I've got several pictures that I've taken that, you can look at this. It's got different colors and things like that. So what I want you to do is I want you to, a part of this, I want you to go to your Adobe Spark, and I'm going to continue with Google. Okay. And I'm going to log it in as I would, okay, like you do every time. Okay, now, so what we're going to do this time, okay, is I'm going to show you the process of how to use Adobe Spark with video and context and different things like that. Okay, so if we're going to do anything with video in Adobe Spark, I just like to go in and it shows some different things that you can use for a video project. But right now I'm going to just start and say create project, and I'm going to click on video. Okay, and here's the main thing I want you to do. I want you to I guess we can just label this as your name. You can change this later. Okay. But right now I'm going to just put your name and put photography, because this is a part of what we're going to do with the video. Now, you also can choose promoting idea, tell what happened, hero's journey, so on and so forth. This case, we're going to do a show and tell. Describe something important to you and why it should matter to your audience. So we're doing a show and tell of your photography skills. Okay, so we're going to pick this one. All right, so that way it stays the same with everybody's project. Okay, now if you want, you can watch this, the quick tips. Those quick tips are really good. And if you notice on these quick tips, it's got different ways that you can do, like the video, you can do the scrubbing, you can change the amount of time that you want the viewer to see the picture, so that I won't let you go through all that, because that's something you can watch on your own. Okay, now, so what you have is you have 7 boxes. Well, remember, it takes 5 to 7 impressions. Okay. So what you want to do, you should have your videos, your pictures saved, and you can use videos here too. You have your 5 impressions. You take videos, you can take pictures. Okay. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click on you can add whatever you want. You can add different boxes. But in this case, let's say I'm going to do, we're just doing photography right now. Okay, let's say I'm just going to put pictures in there. So I'm going to put a photo in there. And remember, you can connect it to your Google Photos. You can connect it to your Google Drive. So I'm going to connect mine to my Google Drive and allow it. After you allow it to connect to your Google Drive, it works really, really well. So, okay, I'm ready. All right, so now it's connected. So let's go to Google Drive. Okay, now remember where I saved mine. I saved mine in my COVID files. I saved mine in my how-tos, and then video, pictures, and videos. Okay, so remember the JPGs are picture files. The MOVs are video files, but here's the thing. We're going to add pictures. So it's all that Adobe Spark is looking for is pictures. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this one. Okay. Now I'm going to add that, and that shows a viewpoint of my picture that I took talking about texture. Now here's the thing. You can do a voiceover. You can do all these different things with this. The plus right there, if you want to add text, you can add text. You could, do whatever you want to do, or you could just say, something to the effect of, my rocks with texture or something like that. Right now, I'm just going to leave that open. I'm not going to do anything. Obviously, you can do an icon if you want, and it's got different icons you can choose from, but I'm not going to do anything right there. Okay. Actually, I'm going to delete that. Well, oops. Control Z. Let's undo that. Oops. So let me go back and add that again. I did not mean to do that. So let me go back and add that picture again, because I did not mean to delete that. So yeah, we all sometimes make a mistake. And this is the edit button. Okay, or you make it bigger and smaller. So if we wanted to edit the picture and make it smaller and, add another one. But, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a view. All right, so if you wanted to do depth of field, then you would need to see this area right here. But in this case, I really like zooming in because I like all the different types of features within this picture. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, you can obviously every picture needs to have some type of text. But I wouldn't have a big text on the middle of the picture just because it will take away from it. Now what this is my stamp. I can not show stamp. I can show stamp. This is the stamp that I made. Now remember, we created our logo. So you want to try to put your logo on the bottom of every picture. And now some of you guys that created the logo, you did the whole design. But remember, I said that with the logo, you just want the first letter of your first name, and you need to follow those directions. Okay, so there's a lot of different things you can do with it. If you want to go widescreen, we'll come back and add music later. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I'm going to go with the photo. I'm going to go to Google Drive. I'm going to grab this one with my dog. Okay, and it should put that in. All right, now again, you can come in here and edit the size of it. Now if you edit the size and you want to see, like for example, that shows a really cool depth of field, then you can add, you can change the layout. You can do some split screening with it. You can do some cool stuff with it, right there where you can do a split screen. Let's say you want to say something about that picture, you could do that. Okay, let's say I want to go back to my layout and I just want to do a caption. Okay, so that gives you a caption. I see the background. Again, you can always go to the edit button and change the view of it. In my case, I want to get close to her. I like showing that view. I like that right there. I think that's really cool. That's interesting to me. Okay, so then you can go through, and what it'll do, it'll move to the picture. And you notice, like, the more pictures I add, excuse me, I didn't mean to hit video. The more pictures you add, the better off your design will be. So let's go with the symmetrical tree. Okay, so this one, you know, you're like, again, you're trying to create impressions. Now this shows depth of field because you have the bark of the tree, all the textures, all the colors. This is not something where you would just go and look at a tree in this view. And remember, this is just taken with my cell phone. Okay, so at the beginning of our lesson there. So if I wanted to go at the beginning of it, you know, obviously you probably want to do some type of promotional, hey, this is Jeremy McGuire's photography, or you can do a picture of yourself. You can do a theme like that every box will have that. So you know what that does, that just adds, you know, adds pictures to it. But if you want to go back and delete, you can delete the slides, because again, you only need 5. You can have this up to 7, but you only need 5. So I'm going to delete the ones that don't have words on it. So this is another process in which you can use to create. Okay, so now I've got 3 pictures and I've got 4 more or 3 more to fill. I'm going to go ahead and delete where it says how. And then, so let me go here. Let me go to photo. Let me go to my Google Drive. Let me go down to another picture. Okay, it's probably another picture of my dog, you know, where you can kind of see the whole viewpoint. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my last picture, which is probably the tree, or maybe an overview of the rocks. Okay. And again, you want to create certain impressions, and then I want text over. So yeah, there you go. So that's another one of the trees. So if I start with this is kind of going to give you, it's got some audio in it, which is really cool. And it just kind of gives you some impressions of your photography skills. Okay. Now what that says is visit our website. That's just something that I have in there on the outro that, you know, I can change. You can always do a voiceover. I'm gonna hide outro. I don't want the outro in there. Now, here's another cool part of it. It's got credits, so you can add your own credits, meaning created with work by. Okay, whatever you want to do. I mean, you can go in there and type in Jeremy McGuire Photography or whatever your name is. You know, another cool thing is if you have, if you wanted to add another one and create your own credits, okay, you could do that. You could go in and duplicate that slide. Say I want to duplicate that slide and put it right there. And then click plus, or if I want to go back in and add another picture, or if I wanted to add another slide, whatever the case may be. Just a slide that you know, I might want to add my brand, you know, and that's the whole point of us adding our logos. Okay, so you can put your logos on the bottom of every one. Okay, so let's go back and look at it real quick. You got your widescreen, you got your square, there's your layout. So it works really, really well. Each one has a way that you can add text. Now, what the icon is this is where you can add your anything you want, pretty much. But this right here, I've got my stamp, and I'll go ahead and leave my stamp on there. That makes it look really good. There's, you know, other cool things that you can do with it. You know, if I wanted to invite a person to my project, then they could help edit with me. So I could just type someone's name in there and help, you know, ask them if they want to be added to my project. You know, this is a really cool watermark that shows on every one. This is just a stamp that I used. Now again, this watermark logo that I created, if you will, does not take away from any of the art pieces, any of the pictures. Okay, so let's see what it looks like at the very, very end. So it's about 12 seconds long. You can make them longer if you want to, and you probably will want to, but this is just for for your all's purposes. Okay, so obviously I need to make my credits longer, and to explain that, you probably want, you know, each picture to go a little bit longer if you could, but in this case this is actually really cool to do. So this is the process. Let me show you the last step. When you're done with the project, then you're going to click download, and it's preparing my video for download. Now remember, the videos take a little bit longer, so it becomes an MP4, which is another video file extension. So I'm going to click on it. Okay, so really that's all. I just want 5 really cool pictures. That's all we want. Okay, and I want you to download them there. All right, and then the next step after you get done, you're going to go to the classroom and you're going to go to classwork. So we're in first period, go to classwork. And in this case, I have not started the project yet, but it will be called Adobe Spark Video with 7 impressions. Okay, and I'm going to add this to every class. That way you see what we're doing. Okay, this is also going to be worth 25 points. All right, and I'm going to give you several days to do it. So the due date today, the logo is due, so we'll start today. Okay, and actually the due date will be on Friday, because that'll take you some time. So you can do a little bit every day. I'm going to call this Adobe Spark. Now here's the thing, and I want you all to see this while I put this in the classroom. Number 1, you must have 5 to 7 pictures for your impressions in Adobe Spark Video. Number 2, when you are completed the project, you must download the file. Number 3, add the file to the classroom. And I'm going to show you that process now. Okay, so I'm going to assign that. That's going out to everyone right now. Okay, if you don't know how to do this, let me show you really quickly. This process is going to take a minute. Let me change over to my buddy Alex. So that way we're going to take my downloaded file that I just did. Okay, and there's logo creation, and then there's the next thing. And actually we'll just go to first period, like try to stay organized a little bit. All right, so there's my first period. He's going to go to classwork. He's going to go to Adobe Spark with 5 to 7 impressions. He's going to go to view assignment. He's going to go to add or create. Okay, and if you have it in your Google Drive, fine. If you just downloaded it to the Chromebook or wherever, in this case I'm just going to click file. Okay, and let me upload the file. I'm going to select from my devices, and it is, where did I go with it? It's right there, Jeremy McGuire Photography MP4. I'm going to open it, then I'm going to upload it. You see how it uploads, and then when I'm done, please make sure your video is done and you turn it in. And that is when you know you're completed with the project. Several people have not completed a project on the logo. So if you're not done, you have to go back and unsubmit to get access to the project again. Okay, so there we are. That's the process of of doing this. Hope you enjoy. I've got a couple different things going on. Remember, next week, make sure you upload your weave video, go to your link and click on that. There is the weave video license for the 8th grade. It's all there for you to click on. Okay, and y'all are doing a great job with your logos. It's not time to stress. Some really cool things that you can do to promote what you're working on, promote how you're trying to develop certain ideas. Remember, you only have to have 5 to 7 impressions for people to remember your technique. So make those impressions really good. So talk to you soon. It's Mr. McGuire, Crawford Media Arts.